What's up, boosting bullshitters?
Boost and bullshit on Monday night, baby.
I feel like we're Monday Night Football nowadays because there's no football on, there's no hockey on, all we got is boring ass baseball and soccer.
We ain't
So,
watching that. So come watch some Boost and bullshit.
bullshit. This episode of Boosting Bullshit is presented by Fuel Tech. Fuel Tech is the leader in engine management and fuel systems and performance components. So check out Fuel Tech. Go to FuelTechUSA.com so you can check them out. I think you got your Fuel Tech hat on. That's very.
You got to have them, baby. If you ain't got them, you behind.
That's right. So, but again, Boosting Bullshit is presented by Fuel Tech, an industry-leading provider of engine management systems and performance components. Fuel Tech, leading the way. What is it? Fuel Tech everywhere. That's what they say.
Fuel Tech everywhere.
Everywhere. That's right. Yeah. As my friend Louis De Leon would say, let's see here.
That's right.
Let's see. No boost, no bueno.
That's true too.
That's right.
Good point. Very good point.
So, what you been up to? You sent me some pictures of you fishing.
Well, I took a little break there this week, and I actually won a little fishing trip. So I went with a little local guy here, Brothers Fishing, and we caught a few fish there on the Potomac. The FMS was there. We pulled out there, and there's
FMS, FMLF, Major League Fishing.
Them dudes, it was boats everywhere. We pull up there, I'm like, holy Toledo's. There was the first spot we fished, there was 16 bass boats in there. I'm like, I've been on the Potomac a lot, and there was not that many boats, but we still caught some fish, we did all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, my phone's blowing up, and you know what that reason is. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yes.
So basically all I do is race. I don't get time to fish and go to the lake house and things like that. So, that's just kind of one of those things. I did see you were wearing a party time hat while you were fishing. So that might have been why you caught all those fish.
That may have helped. I'm not sure, but I had
it doesn't help me.
I was watching. You wasn't testing, so.
I just got done racing like 4 days ago. So what the hell do I need to test for? But I wish I kind of had. So
right. It's still a different racetrack, but you've had your shit together all year.
Yeah. But Maryland is a whole nother ball game. They always talk about it's Bristol, baby. Maryland is a whole nother. But we'll get to that later on in the show. But so we go to the first part of the Triple Crown, correct? And
Crown race.
Yep. And I'm going to say, man, I don't think they had the Pro Mod turnout they thought they were going to have, but there was only a few cars missing. Guys just had, like, I know Travis was on the last show. He had some stuff prior to that. He had to go to Rockingham and run his Carolina No Time stuff with Lance. There was a few people, I think, that just had some conflict of interest stuff that kind of came up. But for the most part, it was a great group of guys that showed up for the show. And I'm going to tell you, it's weird going into a race that's not a points race, or it's not like one of our normal races, wouldn't you say, Steve?
Yep. You're going there with big money on the line. I was assuming 50 cars, and I think there was 32.
I didn't really think there'd be that many, but I figured 35 to 45. So we were close. And I mean, there was, like you say, there were some guys that had some hurt stuff.
Yep.
There's some guys that just don't want to run it. I mean, they got to go to tune other cars, or like Ty and Todd, it would about been impossible for them to race their car because they had 4, 5, 6 cars there.
Yep. And there's so many races week in and week out. So
it is.
Either you chase the money, do you where you're loyal at? What do you do?
And me and you talked, I was on the fence about going just because I had Maryland back to back, and people talk about all this racing, but it has changed so much because of it's just parts, wear and tear on your motorhome, wear and tear on your family, spending time with those. You got a lot of family stuff. I got a lot of family stuff. I got 2 kids. I got my wife. It's just one of those things.
That's a fact. But I personally enjoyed that race. It was a lot going on. I thought it was run very well.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking anything, but it ran very well. Testing was a little piled up in the lanes, right?
But I don't think they expected every single car there to test, and they did. Like, when's the last time you saw fuel cars test like that openly like this?
I said the same thing. Those guys are not used to pulling up there making test shots before they run. So that
No,
was pretty interesting to see.
no, and it definitely wasn't. And you know, I think they learned some stuff. I don't think they really expected, because that was really their biggest race they've had for testing. And we did wait. Like, I think I waited 3 hours in the lanes.
I was there 3 hours.
Yep, and I was there 3 hours the second time. So out of 6 hours out of the day, we spent sitting in the lanes bullshitting.
Yep. I think
But
next big race, they'll probably do it by class, I would think.
and
But
I don't really know if by class will help, but they just, and it probably will help a little bit, but it just the amount of cars that they had, because every pro stalker was there making laps. Most of the alcohol cars, most of the pro mod. I don't think any pro mods did not test.
right.
Randy was the only one who did not test.
Yeah, that was strange.
Yeah, but he had some stuff and he had to fly in late.
Sure, he might have been work. Who knows? There's always a million reasons why you can't be there, right? I mean, he's got a big business to run and a lot of things going on.
Well, they're already making fun of my chain, Southern Diamond Company.
Look at that boy hanging. They take care of you.
They do. They do. It doesn't matter if it's real or not. It doesn't matter. It's still blinging. So.
Oh, I thought it was real.
No,
Come on, man. Look, there it is.
I need some stuff like that. Yeah. No, I got some novelty stuff for the kids and different stuff. We got some big races coming up and giving out kids, and everybody saw me wearing that big chain, when I won and stuff. So I got some novelty stuff, and I just thought I'd play with it a little bit tonight.
Mr. T starter kit, Scott said.
I swear, yeah, Mr. T starter kit. That's fine. I'm down with. My wife hates it, and so I think that's one of the reasons I enjoy it, because she's like, "You look like a little punk." Like, hey, I am a little punk. How about that?
Right there you go. Right now, you ain't been a little punk lately. You've been on fire, man.
We really did not test well. You saw me.
Yes.
Just tried some new tires, trying to get some 4-link stuff worked out, going left, going right. Just did not. I never made a full pass until Q2.
And from there on, whoo.
Yep. Dropped the hammer. Yep. And there was a lot of activity that weekend. You had the Patriot jump in the sand trap. Yeah, and he messed. Yep, they did that. Then you had Jason Collins had an unfortunate incident testing Jose's car. Yeah. You had Larry McBride falling off. There was some big top fuel explosions. It was just a lot of stuff going on for the whole race.
Great show. If you come in on Friday night, I thought it was a great show for you to come in and watch the fuel cars, the pro mods, outlaw, pro stock. The fueled alters were cool.
I mean, and we kind of pit amongst. You saw it. We kind of pit back to back with the fuel car guys and the altered guys, and you get to there's a lot of guys that we normally don't see, and we've got to be some friends with some of the pro stockers and the top fuelers and the altered guys, and it was a really good race. There was a little bit of controversy in the pro mod ranks. There was some water bottles that were in seats and on wings, and there was some call out stuff on that. So, I ran good. I drove good. What can I say?
You marched right through.
I did. I felt good that weekend. We had come off a win up there, so I had multiple runs there where somebody like you and Mel, you guys just didn't have a lot of runs there. And I had a whole race ahead of y'all basically there.
Right. Yep.
And the air was shit, but good. Is that wouldn't you say that's the same thing?
Correct. It did work out that way. It didn't look as good on paper as the cars run.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like doo-doo. Yep. And then the cars ran really good. The track surface is a little bumpy, but I think they did a great job of keeping it very fair.
They did.
Very, very even kill.
Everybody wanted the left lane. I ran the right lane all day
I don't think. You mean Jacob proved that the right lane wasn't that bad?
Yep. I made laps all day. I mean, it wasn't in the 50s, but it went down through there every run and, put on a few win lights here and there. So
I can tell you we did not try to go 59 Q2. Because we had messed up Q1 and it got a little fast out in the middle. So me and Brandon were standing we were in the back there just talking amongst themselves. And dude, it changed things. We didn't really know what to do. Sorry, I put the wrong link up and everybody's telling me I did, but I deleted it. So anyway,
Put the wrong link up. Man, come on. You
I
computer
know.
savvy. Come on.
I know, but whatever. Anyways, but so we sit back there and I'm like, look, dude, we got to slow it down because it's on fire. Like we could not figure out why the car like literally felt like it was trying to tear the pavement up. Like, I mean, it was just, it really looked like we were trying to go 53s every run and we just didn't work out. And big dummy me, I'd forgotten to indulge the information that we had to take our transmission out. I had 75 runs on the transmission. It was time to go back to Mark. So I put my spare in, and this transmission was fresh from Snowbirds, where I had, when I went to the high side Snowbirds, it messed up some clutches. So that was the difference. And it was Steve Petty, really, that me and him were talking. He's like, how in the hell did y'all go from not going down a racetrack to go 59? And I said, man, dude, we closed it. We slowed it down and just try to make it stick and accelerate. And he said, well, what did you change? I was like, I mean, nothing really. Everything was the same other than transmission. And he goes, there you go. And I was like, you're right. And that was the difference, because when we tested with the transmission, it just felt like it had twice as much power as it did before. So we were just steadily losing a little bit of, 75 runs on a tranny. It's got to lose something.
That's a lot.
Yep. And once we figured that out, dude, we were gone.
Yeah, you made after that. I don't think you aborted another run, did you?
No.
Yeah, and that's impressive in itself. It really is. No. People don't understand how hard that is, going as fast as you're going, making that many runs in a row.
Yeah, and I was on the tree. I was like 19, 12, or 15, 12, 12, and 19. So, when you're there, you're there.
You drove great. You've been driving great.
Yeah.
Rudolph, Jeff showed up in the car after the big
did.
He ran really well all weekend.
It was good to see him there, and it was good to see like Keith Goolsby, those guys there. It was good to see a lot of guys that we normally don't run with. Blevins struggled a little bit. I think they had a really strong car, and it kind of fell off on them a little bit. They had some things going on too. Page and those guys. I mean, that was a tricky racetrack. First of all, the rollout's really tightened. And I had this conversation with a fan. They don't know the difference between loose and tight on when we talk about that as far as tree wise. And what we're talking about is the amount of rollout it takes you to get from pre-stage to stage to fully out. And what we mean is if it's tight, that means it's quick. That basically that we can get out of the beams quicker. Versus loose, which would be exactly the opposite, which would be a wider beam pattern where it takes longer to get out of the beam.
Tighter is more red lights, which there was.
Tighter is more red lights. Yep. There was a lot of red of them. And I have to, like there, dude, I run 65 to 75 in the box in the lay box to be teen, where like this weekend at Maryland, 25's max, and I struggled this weekend at Maryland because I've been used to AccuTime. It just, I was 005 first Q1 and then -2 red second round. And then after that, the son of a bitch left the chat. I couldn't find it to save my soul, like 20s. That was it. That was all I could find.
Sometimes it just happens. People don't understand it happens.
No,
like tighter for me, that made better for me, helped my reaction times come down.
I knew it had to be tight when you were being 00.
Yes, exactly. And it helped. I need it. I need, and plus I had to get up on the wheel. If race you got to, it's either you got to be good to try to run you down, because I know your car's that good. So
yeah, and it's you got an extra round there because it's 32 cars, so you're going 5 rounds. You got to keep all your, and John Doc just said in the chat, you got to look, you got to keep all your shit on the car. You can't have any mistakes. You just got to have a lot of stuff that goes right. And it ran good for me, dude. What can I say? It's just been one of them years for me, and I'm trying to ride the wave as long as I can.
I mean, it's even though I know we're not talking about that race, but you was talking about at the creek. I mean, you go 40. Really, that's not terrible, right?
No, it's not terrible. And running Travis, I knew I had to be there, but dude, it just takes a second, man. Like my car started faster than it ever has. Like literally, my car normally makes about 10, 15 revolutions before it fires up. That son of a bitch fired up as soon as I hit the button. I was like, what the hell was that? So then in my mind, I'm thinking it's idling all crazy. I had to go around Derek because they pulled up there to do their deal, and it started raining, and then we backed off, and then for some god awful reason, I don't know why, the people in front have the option, not the people behind. So the guy that got shut off has the option to go to the rear. And he kept asking me, and I'm like, look, dude, it's you guys' call. You are the officials. You have to make the call. And whatever. That's not the reason I was late, but I'm just, I get up there and get in and just missed it a little bit.
It happens. You just been so good at when you're okay, you think you're really bad.
And Travis and those guys, man, have done a heck of a job. Daniel and the Perrys have got the car going up and down the racetrack, so he's got more confidence, so he can concentrate on the tree. And we all know he's good. And
yes, yeah. I think everyone's got to the point they know they got to be 20 or better. Everyone in the whole fight.
And in my mind, I think that. And here's the deal. And if you go up there set up like 20, 15, if you go up there set up 20 and you miss it, you're going to be 40.
Yep.
Just like I was. So you got to go up there set up 00 so that if you do miss it, you're 20. But there was some red lights, and there's just a lot of things.
A lot of red lights, but I think it's because the cars have gotten so tight.
And if you think about it, and my dad tells me all the time, we call it chasing the box. Like, we went from running so much delay back to not a lot of delay, and the creek has not been good to me over the years. Like, I won a ton of sportsman races there back in the days in the mid 2000s, but then after that, Pro Mod, I've been runner up there like 2 times. Ricky kicked my ass once, Melanie kicked my ass once, and it's just not one of those things. So
sometimes you got a track like that, it just doesn't.
But and I could not hang with Ty. Ty had his stuff on board. There's a big weight gap difference compared to IHRA. You guys weigh less there than you do at IHRA, and I weigh the same at IHRA. So I think there's a 60-pound weight gap there. And I could not get a hold of the Maryland grease is what I call it. And that's just kind of how Maryland is. Yep. But Ty had his stuff, and then he messed up. He flinched or looked backwards or did something.
Yeah. He had some stuff going on because he's never that late.
No, he's not. And they had a lot of stuff going on in Norwalk, and I think that was in his mind as much as he wants to believe. I mean, I would think if you talked to him, he'd say it wasn't, but I think him and his dad, they had some stuff. They had to get some parts in Norwalk because they had some stuff going on. And
they some busy dudes.
They are, and they are. So, okay. All right. Well, I guess we're going to have to bring him on. Everybody's on here wanting to watch him, not us, I don't think. So,
nope.
Without further ado, let's bring in the man himself on, Mr. Ryan Martin. What's Fireball himself? No volume there.
No volume. No.
I read your lips.
I can read your lips.
Oh yeah, the man's old. I know he's getting old.
His glasses. He said, "Let me look."
All right, go to your settings.
Technical difficulties.
You see the microphone at the bottom of the page there?
He said, "Let me get this thing hooked." I hear something.
How's that? Is that any better?
That's it. Yep.
Okay. Sorry, boys.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that has to have spectacles.
Man, I'll tell you what, I've been trying to keep those things away from me for a while, but as I get older, the more I have to reach for them and need them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Fact. Me too. Yeah. So
that's a fact. It'll get worse, buddy.
I don't like to hear that, but that's what everybody tells me. They say there's surgeries for that stuff now, right? They can cut your lens off and gift you a new one.
I did that about 20 years ago, and it's starting to. They told me by the time I turned 40, it would start going the other way. So
yeah. Okay. Well, maybe there's hope. Maybe we can do it again. Maybe you can do it again, and I can do it.
That is the key. You can do it.
Appreciate y'all having me on.
Yeah, man, we really appreciate it. Yeah, I know you're a busy man. Got a lot of stuff going on. So what? I had a question this weekend. The NHRA stuff, is that still going on?
It is. Yeah. There was a big gap between the second race, so there's a total of 4. Of those races that we did, like we did the first one in Charlotte.
Okay.
And the next one's not till Minnesota. So if you keep up with the NHRA schedule, Brainerd will be our next one.
Okay.
And babe, what's that? What's the date of that?
It is.
I'm trying to remember, but it's in basically
August 21st.
Yeah. So we got 6 weeks, 8 weeks or something till that comes up. And then it's the last 3 are kind of pretty close together for the most part. We'll wrap that deal up in Ennis. They've talked about adding another one to us. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, basically it's kind of a MPK is no longer. So NHRA was smart. They picked it up and thought, give them a place to race those cars and the fans to go see them at,
I think you got a pretty big response, right?
We did. It was awesome. Yeah. The first, you never know what to expect because you always think like NHRA fans and IHRA fans and MPK fans and Street Outlaw fans that, who knows how much that that meshes and combines. And I think also we had at our first one, we had a great response. The people at NHRA treated us fantastic. They were happy to have us there. We were trying to get the lay of the land there as to when we go up and how we do it and how to not get in the way and all that. We're used to going to being at Street Outlaws and doing those things. You're the show, right? So nobody really we wouldn't get in anybody's way because we were the show. Well, there I felt like, hey, there goes a top fuel guy. We better watch out. We don't want to get in his way or whatever. So it was just different for us, but it was great. They treated us good and we're excited to have us. Fan turnout was awesome. We did some autograph sessions, like hour or two sessions there in the middle, and they were steady line of people the whole time. So it was pretty welcoming. It was pretty great, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So you drive the orange car normally in Pro Mod, right? And it's your normal deal.
Yes, this year. Yeah.
And you got a red 69 now?
Red 69 with gray stripes. It's at RK right now as we speak. Homeyer just got done wiring it up. It's ready to fire as far as I know. I think Ryan was going to set it up this week. We'll probably have that thing ready to go take out somewhere by next week, I think. Haven't talked to you guys, but I know that that's how close it is.
You do both. You have the Pro Charge car.
I do.
And then you got the screw blown car, right? Or did still got
So the OG car for me that started everything for us on Street Outlaws was my Fireball car.
Yeah.
And that car's been everything. Started off life as a twin turbo radial car when I bought it, and then we fit big tires underneath it. And then somewhere along the way, we ended up putting a Pro Charger setup in it and ran that for a long time, and it worked fantastic on the street, which is what we were doing with it. And then of course MPK comes along, and I was building a purpose-built car for MPK because it was hard for us at the time. We were filming on the street a lot, and then we were going to MPK events. Well, different setup, different third member, different transmission, different at the time, possibly different turbos, different converter. So I was like, man, it's tough if I get to a spot to where I could build another car. And I'd never had a brand new car myself either. So
yeah,
I built that gray car as a brand new car for MPK. So back over to the Fireball. So it now has took another transition over for small tire for me, and I put a screw motor in it. Gray car is got a Pro Charger on it, and then my new Pro Mod's got a Pro Charger on it as well.
Nice.
Yep. So
the orange Pro Chart, the orange Pro Mod, if I can talk today, is a Hearts car.
Oh, it is a Hearts car.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So you go back and forth. Okay. I got you.
How does that change your driving? Is it a big? I mean, Jason tells me some stuff they go through on their car. I've never driven a flat hood, so it puts me out in left field even thinking about it.
Yeah. I think to me, Pro Charger hard stuff is easier, right? So I don't have to worry about the left lane. Can I see across the screw blower or any of that type of stuff? I've only been to one. Now, to be honest with you, I've only been to one track ever to where I don't know. A lot of the screw guys probably can tell you horror stories about it or what their tricks are, or whatever. For us, we put the screw on the Fireball first, and the throttle cable was on the driver's side, and we figured out, it was on the passenger side. And we figured out pretty quick to move that to the driver's side so that I could see across it a lot better. I've only been to one racetrack, and it was 710 dragway, where in the left. There was nothing I could do to see the track. I could not see the tree. I could not get up. I couldn't loosen the belts up. I couldn't scoot over. I couldn't get in the track right. I just wasn't going to see the tree. That's all there was to it.
That is a local track to me. Not local, but it's about 2 hours for me, so I know all about it.
Yeah, there you go. Have you been down that track?
Oh yeah. Not with my Pro Mod.
Yeah,
but
Pro Mod.
We went fast on that track. I was surprised.
They draw a heck of a crowd. I mean, it's
pretty good. Yeah. We went and it was Myrtle Beach Bike Week. We did everything wrong when we went to that. So we went to Myrtle Beach Bike Week, and then there's the, I don't want to say it wrong, the Lumbee Indians.
That's it. Yep.
Was getting some type of recognition in town there.
Yep. So they were making them part of the tribes now. So they never were part of the American Indian tribe, and they got recognized as the American Indian tribe.
Okay, so all the things were happening during that weekend. Our turnout was not as great as we wanted. It was our lightest one of the Outlaw Syndicate series that we do so far, but we made it work, and it was great. And it was fun. Scott Taylor and myself, we went pretty fast on a 28 there, but we joked around. We went to the finals together, and it was one of the only races that I've raced in my own series, and I did it to kind of help the car count and stuff like that, And I told Scott, I said, look, man, if you put me in the left lane, I'm just going to give it to you because I literally don't know when to go. So, and luckily, fog came in, and we just said, it's 3:30 in the morning. We probably ought to just split it and roll home safe.
Yeah, that's definitely that is a grudge track. Kai's been there a few times. There's been some we've done some no prep racing there, backside stuff.
Sure.
I've been But it is a gangster track, that's for sure. It's not as bad as War in the Woods, but it gets there.
It's getting close.
That's I just had a conversation with Jimmy Dale today about that. He called me and said, we were talking about some stuff. And he said, man, are you going to War of the Woods coming up? And I was like, it's a bucket list thing for me. I haven't done it yet. I'd like to go.
I'll go watch all day long.
I'm talking about.
We said too, but you know what? I told him I feel weird going to a racetrack where I want to watch it. Like, you got to feel this, right? So you look at it, you go, man, that would be cool to go down that track once or twice. And then I say, well, no, I'm not going to take one of my nice cars down there. I'm going to go watch. Then I feel weird about going to a racetrack and not racing.
Yeah.
I think that's all of us, really. Not very good bystanders.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
No, you're right. You definitely. So you're going to race mainly Midwest stuff, or you're going to try to hit some stuff on this side? What do you think?
Yes. I mean, my plan is race all the Midwest races.
Yeah.
Here's kind of my schedule for the year. So myself and Murder Nova and Carson Baker started up, a series called Outlaw Syndicate, and it's geared towards a small tire, grassroots racetracks. Have a good time. Go see people we don't get to see. Yep. There's 8 of those races this year. There is, I think, 8 Midwest Pro Mod. Is that right?
I think there was until they took that one out.
Yeah, 8 or 9, 7 or 8 Midwest Pro Mods. They combined 2 to 1. And
that's right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to do all those, and then 4 or 5 NHRA races, and then there's some specialty things. Shady Side, talked about War in the Woods, talked about a few of those. I mean, that fills up pretty quick when I do that. So I'm not saying that I won't do anything else. I'm sure I'll do Winter Series, right? Like, that's kind of a given.
Yeah, I think the Winter Series is kind of up in the air still right now about what they're going to do and when they're going to do it.
Yeah,
I mean, I've just heard some rumblings. Nothing in concrete, but I think they're still going to have Snowbirds and US Street. But I think there's some big things coming. I think Wes is working on some really big things for the Pro Mod stuff. So I think he kind of wants to shake up the World Series and try to make it like this big, huge race like he had it originally planned. So I think you're going to see some big things coming. Nothing's in concrete yet. I mean, I may be talking out my ass, but
he's kind of mentioned the same thing to me too. And Wes is one of those type of guys. He's going to push. He's going to, if it's doable, he's going to do it. We know that, right? He's going to do something good for us. And he's been talking about like, hey, I got some big stuff coming down. He's kind of told me some bits and pieces. So I probably heard the same thing you've had, but interesting to know where he stands with that.
I mean, you guys race more than Jason. Jason's trying to run 2 series. You guys are running 2, 3 series plus all the other stuff you're doing. I'm sure match racing or whatnot here and there. If you have any of that stuff booked in with what you're doing, does that take a toll on you?
Man, it does this year. And I love racing. I'm not going to pretend that I've been super fortunate and I've been blessed in the racing, the community racing industry. And when it comes down to it, though, I'll be honest with you, we're always looking. Me personally, I've turned this into a living for the most part, right? So I'm looking for ways to make money while drag racing, and that's kind of hard unless you have a great jump start like we did with the TV show. Again, thank God for that. But this year, excuse me, my son's 9 years old, plays sports, a lot of sports, plays about anything, baseball pretty competitively, always asking about soccer or basketball or football or whatever, right? So that's kind of taking a toll on me, missing some of that stuff. But this year we just came off of, so this is my second weekend at home. This is our second weekend at home?
It's the first weekend.
First weekend at home. Sorry. We came off 9 in a row for us.
Ooh, God.
That's awesome.
And 9 in a row came to 9 in a row was combined with everything, right? So it's like literally one series to the next, to the next, to the next. And I think the only reason, and I apologize, I think I'll explain why it was 8. It was 9 in a row. It started off to be 9. Midwest Pro Mod postponed their very first race, or did whatever they did, and so it made it 8 in a row. Well, on the 8th race, I was like, hey, and don't get me wrong, we flew back and forth, and one time we drove home and stuff like that. So, but one of my sponsors, my biggest sponsor, called me and said, hey, and it's Expel, and they said, hey, we're having the Expel Grand Prix in Wisconsin at Road America, and we'd really like to really like you guys to come and hang out. So on our 8th weekend, we were done, ready to go home. We're like, okay, well, let's jump in a plane and we're going to go watch a Grand Prix race, you know? So
you
got to
do it. You got to do it.
And I had a great time. And you know, other than just missing being home and missing my son for just, you know, cause he didn't get to go to that. And, but look, we got home, I think that Monday, and we've been home since. So, you know,
I feel your pain, brother. I feel your pain. I mean, it's same thing happens to me. I mean, Steve's got kids and grandkids, and trying to run these 2 series, and people just don't realize what it takes. Like, I looked at the schedule you guys used to run for Street Outlaws. I mean, it was zigzagging all across the country.
Yeah.
And the amount of toll it takes on just your rig, like you constantly were seeing people broke down their rigs and just
that's what people didn't realize. And even people from the outside looking in, like some of the guys that, you know, could just afford to come chase it because they just wanted to, you know, there were some guys there there's a few wealthy guys there that were like, hey, I want to come race with you guys. I don't care about the money. I don't care about this. I just want to come do it. Well, then they get a taste of the blowouts and your rig's breaking down, and you're trying to get from, they've scheduled you're in, what was that one year we were
Virginia to Idaho?
Virginia to Idaho, right?
Yeah.
Math on that, Virginia to Idaho. Now, you know, they took a lot of flack over the scheduling, but really, honestly, they were making it work. You know, they were making schedule. They were selling series and seasons of shows at the last minute, kind of, because that's what the movie TV industry does. They make the deals at the last minute. And so then when you've waited, then you got to get into the racetrack, right? So then they got to schedule at the last minute. They were picking up crumbs on schedules that were left. And, you know, it was tough. And a lot of people shit talk it today, you know, like, oh man, you know, that was ridiculous. Whoever did the scheduling was a moron and blah, blah, blah. But they were making it happen, you know.
Dude, I can tell you Street Outlaws, and people can say goods and bads about Street Outlaws, but this is one thing that I think that Street Outlaws did for anybody. It took drag racing and it put it in the hands of normal people. It took something that we loved and that we do and put it on a normal, well, I wouldn't say normal, but a regular guy's eye level where he could kind of understand it, where he's seen where it came from. You guys had storylines behind you, you know, even starting from the beginning, not even including No Prep Kings. But then once the No Prep Kings came along, then all of a sudden now the Street Outlaws that I saw on Discovery Channel are now in my hometown at my home racetrack. And it paid dividends to what it did for our sport. And I think you guys caught a lot of flack about it. But then at the end, it was probably one of the biggest leaps forward for drag racing that I've seen in the last 10 years.
Yeah, you know, not because I was part of it, but from the outside looking in, I would definitely say it was. You know, like a lot of people, not everybody knows, you know, but I was a drag racer, like no different like everybody else was to start, right? We all were. And then I got lucky enough that they did a reality show in my hometown and was able to be part of it. That being said, it definitely, you could watch it. And even me as doubting it from the very beginning, you could watch it. People start to pile in watching TV, and you could watch the over 1 million views on one of the episodes. And then you saw social media, what it was doing. And, you know, I was nobody when I first started, and I started up an Instagram, and all of a sudden I look over and I got 40,000 followers, and, you know, overnight. And I was like, well, why? You know, now we got almost 500,000, but it's because they wanted to see, there were so many, it brought so many different audiences, right? So it brought the drag racers to come watch, the people that love cars. And then also it brought their wives who wanted to watch the drama on who was going to fight that night or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah.
And so they were smart, and they were sharp enough too to wind that deal up, right? They would stir it and wind that deal up and go, "Hey, man, did you hear what Chuck said about this guy?" or whatever the case was, and so it worked out. We hear that a lot, and it's nice to hear it. Just the people go, "Hey, man, what you did for drag racing, we really appreciate." Wes Buck is one of the ones that always tells me that every time I see him. You know,
Yep. And he's right. I mean, you guys are totally right. Even we go to we're locally when you guys even came here to Virginia.
Yeah.
Same thing. We're going to see the Street Outlaws. They didn't at the time. My local people didn't care about Pro Modified. They didn't care about they watched you guys on TV. It brought a big audience in, and everyone went there to see you guys. I'm like,
and now that they're running Pro Mod, I mean, obviously, you know, NPK's kind of gone the race side, and so you guys have kind of had to pick up where you get in, where you fit in, and so you're going Pro Mod. So now the spotlight's back on Pro Mod, and it's bringing out the personalities. It's bringing out, you know, me and Steve and you and Murder Nova and you guys. It brings out those personalities because there's a lot of personalities in Pro Mod, but I don't think we get to spotlight them because there's never been the social media presence or the type of notoriety that we get now that you guys are here. And we get like Kai. I've known Kai for a long time, even before the show a little bit. And, you know, it's brought a lot of spotlight energy to Pro Mod just for you guys coming over.
Yeah, I think, you know, everybody was looking for the next, you know, I think everybody knew that not everybody was going to transition into something, right? Some of the guys had just kind of stopped, you know, and I think a lot of people were waiting and a lot of fans were waiting like, hey, well, where do they go next? Like, what are they going to do next? And so, you know, for us, I think all of us that are doing it, which is myself, and I'll forget somebody for sure, but myself, Kai, Murder Nova, I think Robin Roberts, it does some, and I'm going to forget now. Now Paige is doing stuff. Yeah. So, you know, it does, they've been used to watching us, and now it gives us it draws them to those Pro Mod races. So, you know, I hope I think it's continuing to help drag racing and now helping Pro Mod, you know?
Yep. It definitely has.
You got those 500,000 followers you got come, and then Kai winning that big race in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Solidified that you guys can do it. Not that you couldn't, but I think people looking in.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I think there's definitely a doubt, right? So like there's always been, and it's lesser and lesser now that the more that we race Pro Mod, but you've got those guys are clowns and they don't really know how to race well. And then all of a sudden you got Kai doing what he did, and you got, you know, Sean going out winning some Pro Mod races last year, and you know, we went pretty fast the orange car and things like that. So you've got all those things to start put together and go, oh, wait a minute, you know, a few of these guys can race, and you know, Street Outlaws was full of some pretty good drivers because of this terrain and the surface and everything that we had to deal with that. So it was who's going to end up with a Pro Mod in their hands to be able to showcase that, you know?
Yeah. And on my end, I don't know about Steve's, but like when Kai and Sean and you came in to run us, it put a lot of pressure on us. Number one, we felt like we were professional racers and you guys were coming in as street racers. And like, if I lose to these guys, you know, where's that going to put me? And I mean, obviously it's happened. You guys have beat us. Sean's beat guys. There's been a lot of stuff except for Kai, he can't beat me. And he's a little salty about it. So, but it changed the way we think about our competitor maybe a little bit. Like, you know, you guys are as much a professional as we are. And I don't think people saw that before.
They didn't, but I think it was a picture that was painted by the racers. And let's be realistic, right? Like the racers wanted to go, those guys, because I've seen this firsthand. You know, you would go, your local racer was a good racer, whoever this guy is, we'll say, okay, and he goes to his local racetrack and he does something good, and they go, yeah, you're okay, but the Street Outlaws are going to beat you. You know what I'm saying? And they don't know what they're saying, but that's how they believe, right?
Yes, yeah.
And it creates animosity to that said racer who doesn't like it, who all of a sudden don't like us, because that he's going to take, and his defense is, and I've heard it before, those guys aren't real racers. Wait until we line up with them. That's going to be a different story. Yep. And so that's just but on the same note, you said, hey, when y'all came in, we had to make sure we were on our A game or whatever, because we didn't get beat by y'all. It's no different for us. We're coming to race with y'all. We know you guys are good, right?
Yeah.
We know y'all are the cream of the crop when it comes to pro mod racing. So now our goal is we got to go beat one of these guys to be somebody.
To prove yourself. Yep.
Prove yourself. Yeah. So that's very much goes both ways. We both feel the same when we line up to each other. That's my opinion, just in different ways. You know,
I think 100% you're right. And just getting to know a lot of you, like Stinky Pinky and Bowman and Robin Roberts and those guys. I mean, they're as much real racers as anybody. Sean, you, I mean, they'll tattoo your ass. And I think Kai's proved his point. There's a lot of guys. I know that the Bird Boys are trying to get back some stuff going again. There's just, you're going to see a lot more of stuff happening. With I say you guys, but I mean, that's how I kind of have to, generalize you guys.
Jason, do you think the instant green helped those? Because I'm telling you, every one of them saw the tree down. Every one of you guys saw the tree down. So
I got to think that instant green's got to help with that. I don't know. I mean, it is a different ballgame for us though, because I will tell you, you could go up and win a race in MPK and never, ever, ever know what your lights were. Right. So you never knew. Plus it was off instant green. So it wasn't going to be close whatsoever. So you couldn't. Okay. So like right now, if you go up in first round and you shank the tree and you go 95 or whatever the case is, the next round you go, man, I got to be on the tree. I got to do something right. So you're on the wheel. You never had that. Right. So you could kind of tell who left first when it was instant green, but I think we're all used to going off of a flashlight or an instant green. And maybe that does help,
I think it does. And plus seeing, that's what I try to explain to guys that don't really race a lot. Seeing the tree or racing a lot adds to that. But the more you see the tree or the more you race or see the instant green, it adds to how good you are. Like me and Travis, we race a lot and we've seen the tree fall millions of times. And so it works to our advantage sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it gets in our head.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you firsthand, when we switched over, and I think it was pro mod racing the first time, and I had to my lights were terrible. Like early on, my lights weren't any good. And I was like, man, I had to retrain myself on where to look and what to look for.
Yeah.
I've kind of got it down now. And I still don't transition. Like I don't test well with my lights, and I don't know why I don't, but like if I go out there and run 3 laps before qualifying, the lights aren't going to be worth a damn on any of those.
Same.
And then I can turn it up, then I can turn it on just instantly, just like that. Then I can go out there and cut it, if I have to, an 010 or 012 or something like that. But I've watched, you're right, man. I've watched Kai in particular, when he put that clinic on in Florida that one time, his lights were killer every single time. And that's also a huge part in pro mod racing that people don't understand.
A big part. Yeah. It's become maybe the main part, I think.
Yeah. Because now these cars are so close, and let's be realistic. You get 3 Pro Charge cars in a row. All are going to run. If they got good tuners and good drivers, they're all going to run real close to the same.
Yep. Me and you share the same tuner. So yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Steve, you don't know nothing about this flat hood talk.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
He's going to start bitching about the damn rules. In a minute,
I ain't bitching. I ain't bitching yet.
He did say yet. He said
it could happen, but no, we're good. We're good. I think we closed the gap a little bit. We're all right.
So tell us about Expel. That's your main sponsor, right? They're a tent company.
Yeah, no, they kind of started out as tent PPF, ceramic coating, colored PPF. They do a lot. They're flat glass, so they do. They've got a pretty cool protection film for I'm not going to call it bulletproof, but they've got a film for schools that is bullet resistant. Basically, slows a bullet down from going through glass. They put a lot of technology into what they do, and they've been a great partner of mine. They are a very well off company in the U.S. as well as they have a giant market in Asia as well. So they're good. They've been standing behind me since 2021, I think 2020 or 2021. It was right about COVID time. Yeah. That's they're one of my best partners, but I've got a lot of great partners. OC Raw, Iski is fantastic to me, and they're good to a lot of racers. EQ Systems, Quick Performance is great. The Quick Performance is as far as third members and things like that. don't have any problems. I mean, I'm telling you, I don't have any problems with any of that stuff ever, and I give them all the credit for that because it's when it's great to know that you can put a part in and then you're not going to have a problem with it, and you don't always know that. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things that I just don't ever have to worry about. They've been great.
Yeah,
so, but I've got a lot of great sponsors, and I'm sure I'll forget. The list goes on and on and on. But
Fuel Tech's a good sponsor.
Fuel Tech's fantastic. Yeah, Fuel Tech's fantastic.
Yeah.
Without them, we can't do it.
That's right.
You're one of the few guys that's came on here and turned drag racing into a living, and that's impressive in itself. So,
it's and who knows, you got to be careful with us, right? What we have to be careful right now, because what was easy for us to make a living when the show was strong and we were on TV all the time, that was easier, and it is now more difficult, right? Yes. But what it's led me into is finding some great partnerships and look, Frank and Wally and Daniel Sabalik, that orange car that I drive right now, that's their brand new car that they built that they handed me the keys to, and I wouldn't have had that opportunity had Street Outlaws not went to Australia to go film a season over there, a show over there, and me not run into those great people, that later on down the road, years later, led me to driving their Pro Mod. And huge thanks to those guys, and I'm so thankful for my sponsors, but I'm so thankful for them because, Pro Mod that was the next step for me no matter what, to the point where obviously I built a new car. It just took longer. As always, it just takes longer than you think that you're going to get it done. And Frank and myself and Wally and Daniel, we kind of put a deal together and said, hey, they're not going to be around much in the USA this year. And so they wanted somebody to pilot the deal, and they trust me to do it. And they gave me all of the best pieces, made the best, they made the decision on the car, but they made the right decisions, right? So like they had all the right people helping them, Eric Dillard, Fuel Tech, the thing was a twin turbo deal to start with. And obviously that worked about like a lot of the twin turbo deals do. And unfortunately short-lived, although I do like them. They're just not as raceable.
Not raceable. That's it.
Yep. Well, before we get you out of here, one last question I got.
You got
flat hoods or screw blower?
Oh God, it's easy.
Man, you would think it's easy, but I love my screw blower car.
Oh,
I love it. I'm not saying I'm picking it over, but I just look like apples to apples. I'll tell you a quick story. I was a turbo Pro Charger guy forever. Y'all know that. And I kept hearing with MPK, I kept hearing Kai at the end of the racetrack. I'd outrun him. He'd go, well, yeah, I can't do it because I got a screw blower car and you got a Pro Charger car, and I just can't outrun you, man. It ain't never going to happen. I can't do it. So one season, I think we'd won something, maybe a championship or something. And I said, let's go get a screw blower combo and let's just go see if it's as hard as he says it is or whatever. I want to go try it myself. I don't even know if I could see out of it. Honestly, if you haven't driven one for the first time, they're intimidating. You got a big giant chunk of stuff hanging out of your hood, but they sound cool. They rev good. They make 40 pounds of boost on the two-step. So we built one and I put it in the Fireball and we raced the big tire. We raced the Fireball and big tires for a little bit. And it was a really fun season. I think first time out ever, we went to the finals in Maple Grove, I think.
See, screw blowers have more power.
And yeah. No, hey, listen, in the right weather, that's hard for me, man.
Don't tell him that because he's at a disadvantage and he's gonna bitch and complain about it.
Which one's harder on parts, buddy?
God damn.
Man, I don't think you're gonna like my answer to this because I think you're gonna want me to say screw blower, aren't you?
No, I'm listening. You've run them all, so I'm listening.
I don't believe that. I honestly. We had the same motor in the car all year, and we freshened it up in the car, of course, but I don't think we ever pulled the motor out of it ever. And I said that at one point in time. I remember going, and maybe we weren't running hard enough, but we did go fast with it. I just said, man, everybody says you got to change bearings in these things all the time. And in about 10 runs in, we'd pull the rod caps and check the bearings, and bearings look brand new.
That's impressive.
So, I don't know, man. I honestly think that bridge is that maintenance thing has gotten a lot better since fuel injection came around.
My man. Get that antique Flintstone shit off your car.
Yeah, Fuel Tech, man. Fuel Tech to the front when it comes to that. I've never had a mechanical injected screw car I probably never will.
Right. You guys have been always electronic, so I get it. I do get it. And
well, Ryan, we really appreciate you being on tonight, and thanks for everything. Thanks for what you do, and we'll see you at a racetrack soon. Anything you want to say to fans before you get off?
No, I appreciate everybody. Thanks for y'all doing what you do. If it wasn't for people like you guys to have a podcast for race car awareness and drag racing and pro mod, a lot of people wouldn't get to see some of the things they get to see. So I appreciate y'all for doing it. I keep up with y'all, so I hope you guys good luck for the rest of the season.
Yep.
Hope I'll get to pull up next to you soon.
Yep, I appreciate it. I hope so too. We'll see you. We'll see you at the racetrack, I'm sure.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks a lot. Yep. Thank you.
Woo! I told you. I told you. I can't. I told you. I don't want to hear that shit.
5 episodes.
I'm gonna hang my damn necklace right here, so you
can up on there.
Yeah, right. Hang it right up there. Both combinations have their equal ups and downs. Mine, I was at a disadvantage this past weekend being there, but whatever. We'll get into that another time. I think there were some comments about the IHRA schedule. You want to talk about that real quick before we get our next guest on?
Yeah, we can throw a little something out there.
Okay, let's throw it out.
They canceled a few races, right? The guys.
Yeah. So IHRA cancels a few races today. I was going to talk about it with Ryan, but I don't know if Ryan would probably follow as much as
right.
Yeah. So IHRA puts out there today. All of a sudden, I'm at work. My phone starts going crazy. I'm thinking somebody's dead. Hellfire. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was working up front today. I was trying to do some paperwork stuff because I've been racing full time, and it just starts going crazy. Blink, 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 blink. You know how it is.
Yep. I heard it.
And they put out today that they were canceling some of their races, which I already knew that Kansas Topeka was probably going to be canceled because number one, I think time of year. Number two, I don't think the racetrack was ready. Number three, it's in the middle of flipping nowhere. So
Atlanta.
Right? Yeah, Atlanta and Memphis were already off the books. I think some council people got involved in that deal. So, dude, here we go. They cancel it. So everybody's automatically gets on the shit stir wagon. And they start talking about, oh, he's out of money. Oh, we seen this coming. Oh, this, oh, that. Okay. Yep. All right. So, and I had to make some phone calls. And the phone calls that I made after I talked to them, they made sense. Okay. Number one was we're racing a lot. We're racing a lot between the two series. Even if you choose one series, you were going to be racing a lot in the next 2 months. They had some facilities that they had already kind of wore to death. Milan, they had already kind of ran its course there and had the Pro Mod Mania there. We've already been to Ohio twice. We were going to go, let's see, Ohio, Milan, and then Empire. I can't say they didn't say anything about Empire. I just think that, I know you guys and Melanie were looking forward to the Empire race because it's home for them.
Yep.
But I think there was some overlap there, some races between. The wording that I got from the higher ups were, look, we know we're racing too much. The people that made the schedule early on were not as intelligent about drag racing as the people that are in charge now. So being that said, we're going to condense what we've got. We're going to make the last couple of races we got banger races. We're going to go 42. 42 is a good race track. Awesome place. The pits are kind of a little bit iffy, but it's nothing worse than Bradenton. So, suck it up and go. And then we're going to do the Triple Crowns, which they've already got a good start on that. That was a great race. You got to admit that. That was a good race.
Very good race.
So, and they were going to go there. So we're going to go to 42, 2 Triple Crowns, and then back to Galat. I mean, honestly, I was relieved. Like, I felt a weight lifted off of me because I just got home from Triple Crown. I got to go straight to Maryland. I didn't have to go. And when I say this, I don't have to go, but I choose to go because I want to support and I want to race. We go there. And so I was going to have a weekend with myself, with my kids at the beach. My kids are down at the beach with my family, right? With my mom and dad right now. We were going to have to come home from the beach, work a couple of days. Now I got people out on vacation. Some had babies. I got people, it's not fair to them. They need to take vacations. I was going to haul ass to Milan, drive over to Empire, leave the rig, come home for a weekend or a week, come back to Empire. It was going to be a lot. It was definitely going to be a lot of stuff.
Trying to run two series is tough, and come home and run your business.
It is. And I think once, this is what I perceived that they were talking about, once they realize that we're working class people and we don't have a helicopter to fly racetrack to racetrack, and that we have to drive, and we're putting wear and tear on our stuff going, and we're supporting him. I think he sees the support we're giving him. They decided that this was a condensed program and this is what they wanted to do. And the exact words were, we're going to make the last 3 races the biggest races we can. We're going to work on a bang schedule. We're going to work on an awesome schedule for next year. We'll get it out behind NHRA, I'm assuming. And we're going to make it more racer friendly. So,
I mean, do you think there was more disappointment out there or anger from all the changes throughout the year? They keep getting changes. I know you talk to people, but like me looking at the internet, they're always changing something here, changing something there.
I just think that they didn't have good upper management. Like, I think that Daryl thought that these companies could be ran like regular Fortune 500 companies. Like, you had a CEO, you had a manager, you had this, and things were going to take care of. Racing is not like that. Racing has to take thought. It has to take process from, you have to look at multiple points of view. You have to look at racer point of view, financial point of view, spectator point of view, weather point of view, location point of view. I mean, there's just a lot that goes into scheduling racing in general, that they probably didn't take advantage in the promotions, that they didn't take advantage of in the beginning. I think whoever they had in charge, not to say they did a bad job, I think maybe it was just, they were like a kid with a new toy. Oh, we're going to race here. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It's like getting a new boat, Steve. You know this. Okay. You get a new boat, you at the damn lake every day. You want to go on Thursday, you want to go on Friday, you want to go on Monday, Sunday. And then all of a sudden you're wore out in a month, and you realize that it takes 30 minutes to get the damn boat ready, 30 minutes to put it in the water. You ride around for an hour, and it takes 30 minutes to get it out, 30 minutes to wash it off. I mean, you spent half a day for an hour of riding. And I think that's kind of the analogy that they've got. They've got all this racing going on, and they screwed up. Yep. I mean, they changed the schedule like 4 times before I ever was in concrete, before I think we ever got to the first race. I think the people that they have in charge right now are trying to make it better. I think Foley's doing a great job. Hammond's doing a great job. Larry Morgan's doing a great job. All these guys that they've got are racers. I think the president has turned it over to these guys and said, hey, look, you guys do what you think is good for drag racing. Let me worry about watercraft. And they cut the offshore boats, they cut the drag boats, and they cut the power boats. So I think they cut all them because I think they were running to the same problem.
Same stuff. And it comes back to in all my phone calls today, disappointment was the word, because I think people are scared.
And I think it always goes back to that. You know why we're scared? Because we had a hot ass girlfriend one time who was packing the stands, and, and ADRL, I'm not going to be ashamed of, and we all got screwed and heartbroken over what happened. And we're always going to go back to that. We're always going to go back to the fact that a man had a great thing. He did great things with it when it was in his heyday, but he got greedy and let other people take control of his organization, and it went kafloop. And we've never gotten over. Like Peter Norton, for example. He doesn't know that because he wasn't here in the ADRL days. So he calls me today. He's upset because he wants to go racing, and he's paid a lot of money, and he's got all these cars. He wants to go racing. But I think once me and Pete talked about it, I was like, look, dude, we gotta call it quits at some point in time. The reason we're getting less and less cars, and the reason PDRA was off on cars, is because we're stretched thin, brother. I mean, we are stretched thin. And dude, PDRA can't say they were off in cars because IHRA's hurting them, because they were off in Top Sportsman, they were off in Top Dragster, they were off in Super Street, they were off in Pro Street, and those are classes that IHRA doesn't even have. So something's up, whether it be NHRA or just an overabundance of racing, bracket racing or whatever, it's gotten to the point where we can't handle it. Now, would you have rather them had the 5 races or whatever they had and they all be shitty ass races, or have 3 banger races?
No, I agree. The three suits me way better. I mean, we wasn't going to all of them anyway. So, because I mean, I'm not going to race Harley back to back. We might later in the year once here or there, but we're not racing back to back. It's just a lot. It's just a lot to take care of. Just like you're doing, you've got to be running thin.
I'm running thin. I mean, I'm running. There's not enough Jason to go around right now between family, work, parts, and like I told you, wear and tear, motorhome. Like, I mean, I've never put so many miles on my motorhome as I have this year. And, you know, I have won a lot of money and I've done great this year, and it's continued on. I've just been on a tear. But there's a lot of guys that can't say that and that have been to every race and have done it. And you got to think about those guys too. So I try to put myself in their shoes.
Yep.
But
we'll see where it all goes. Everyone's going to be following it. Everyone has their opinion. You got the bad opinions. You got the good opinions. The people in the middle that's disappointed. Some are just watching from the back, innocent bystanders on the backside, hoping. And, I had a great experience at that race, and, I'm going to hope for the best.
I think that's a great thing.
All
right, so we got our soapbox out for today, and I think we need to take a commercial break. This commercial break is brought to you by Fuel Tech. Check it out.
Racing has always been about pushing limits, but the future isn't just horsepower. It's intelligence. Vision FT isn't just software. It's a platform, a new way to see, a new way to control. The future at your fingertips. Built for today's racers. Everything that comes next. This is Vision FT. This is Fuel Tech.
I like that. I wish I had a voice like that.
Me
this
too.
Is Fuel Tech.
Man, how about a top secret guest that we did?
Our top secret guest that somebody leaked out. Jess leaked it out. I was going to let it be top secret just to see, because this man's never been on any podcast that I can remember.
Never.
No,
he's not the internet. He's starting. I've been watching.
He's starting to. He's gonna have to get like me, and you're gonna have to kind of embrace it a little bit, as much as he probably hates it. But let's bring him on and let everybody see who it is.
Surprise, surprise.
Freddie.
What's going on, guys?
What are you doing, Freddie?
How you doing?
Good, buddy. How you like the new internet stuff, buddy?
We're starting out. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Yep. Man, you something about new cars in Maryland with you. So you did killer. You brought the new car out at Maryland, what, 2 years ago? Or is it last year? 2 years ago.
We brought it out at Galot 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
At Galot.
But didn't you win that race?
We went to the finals of that race. No, we didn't win that race.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm mistaken.
He's still doing good.
He is.
No testing. No.
He tested.
Right. I mean, before at the race, but not
prior,
right? They just roll it out the trailer up there and make some hits on Thursday and go racing.
Yep.
Yeah, we couldn't take off as much time as you can go out and test.
You need a podcast.
Oh, we'll try that out next.
No, I mean, you guys, I heard you guys were building a new car, and I think, most of us in the industry kind of knew you were building a new car. Robert's a good friend of mine. Robert built me a car back in the days, 2 cars. And he kind of let me in a little secret that you guys were going to bring it out at Maryland when we were in Milan. And, bringing a new car to a racetrack untested, and you got to have a little bit, everybody calls it new car blues. You're going to have some issues. And it just seemed like that the last 2 times you brought cars out, it has just been, you've been right to the front. The cars are beautiful. They work great. You're a heck of a tuner. You're a heck of a driver. So it kind of, and Robert builds a heck of a car. And man, when you put all that together, I think you see the evidence of what can happen.
Yeah, I would say a lot of credit goes to Robert. He does a great job building the car. I mean, there is a lot of it making sure the car is ready before we go to the track. I mean, a lot of the stuff in the garage, going through everything, making sure you don't go to the track and you're wasting runs. I mean, we went to the first run, I had a little issue with the engine that wasn't related to the car, but that kind of set us back the first round. But yeah, a lot of it's just making sure before you leave the house, everything's ready. Because if you don't, you can go there and you can get lost really fast, waste a lot of runs. So, but can't say enough about the car that Robert built. I mean, it's awesome. He does top notch, and he's really good at paying attention to things that really matter, making sure the chassis is right, the alignment's right, the car works, from the get go.
Yeah.
Proof.
And I've seen the way you run your program over the years, and Steve probably knows you probably a little longer than I have. But if you just watch the way Freddie and his dad and his mom and all them are in the pits, like they're very meticulous about the way they do things. They've got a really clean trailer, the pits, the way they do everything. The car is always immaculate. I love the Sorcerer. I want to call it throwback, but it's not really a throwback because you only had one car that wasn't the Sorcerer. I like the Sorcerer throwback that you did. And that's a wrap too. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was our first wrap. So we were kind of debating what we're going to do. We were thinking about just doing like a solid color. And, when we threw out some ideas and talked to Victory and gave them a chance to come up with some kind of design. And, based on the previous cars we had, just based on weight, going with paint, forward wasn't really the best option, even though, Chuck Buckler did a great job with all the previous paint jobs before. It's just, we're at the point where weight really matters a lot. So the wrap was the best option. We were going to go solid color, and then we let Victory come up with a design, and they came up with something great, right from the first shot, and we made a couple little small changes. And after that, let them start printing, and that's what we turned out with.
I think it's the best looking car you've had.
Really? I like that.
I do. I really think that is the best looking car, even all the way back to the 63 Vet. I think this car sets out more than the rest of them for whatever reason. Of course, I'm a purple guy. I like purple and the stuff on it, right? And obviously the thing is bad. It's just bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Where did Sorcerer name came from? I mean, I know you've ran it for years, but where did it come from?
So is that the original painter Chuck came out with that theme? I mean, back in the day, he painted a bunch of different cars. I think the Executioner, the Predator. He did Scotty Cannon's cars back in the day. We didn't really come up with it ourselves. He's the one that came up with the idea, and we kind of ran with it. And then every time we got a new car, he's the one that painted it again, and kind of continued that way. And that's how it came about. We didn't really come up with that idea ourselves. It was all Chuck, and we kind of felt it was best. And that's when we started our own company for the race car team. That's what we named it, Sorcerer Motorsports. And it didn't feel right not to carry it on, even though he's not the one that did this latest car. But he's the one that started it out.
I like it. I mean, I think it, especially Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia, you guys always you got the Savage, you got the Undertaker, you got the Sorcerer, you got the Iron Man. You guys always had cool names. And, you kind of ran at Maryland and Cecil and all those places. And it kind of fit with that Northeast Outlaw bunch that used to run. And I saw a video of you running the Vet in quarter mile. Gosh, it had to be, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe. And it brought back a lot of memories of just watching you guys back then.
Yeah, I think that's what Pro Mile was kind of based on. When kids go to the track, they see a name, they recognize it. That's what, I think it was all based on originally. Now, cars have names nowadays, but not much of the artwork goes along with it. So we're kind of trying to bring that back a little bit.
Yep, I like it. I like it a lot. I think you and Steve's, both your cars, you guys could match race each other, and it would be cool because it's kind of got that monster truck feel. And Steve, he'd probably beat you right now.
He's pretty good right now. He's pretty good. I give him all, but Freddie and I, we go way, way back, all the way back to the Northeast days. And I met those guys when I first came running Pro Mod and became very good friends with them. And, you go in there and little Freddie's in there with 7 screens up. He's got screens everywhere in the trailer. And I don't know what all he's got up. I'm looking like, that's too much stuff for me to look at. So I go back out and talk to Big Fred outside. I said, what's little Freddie doing in there? And then he goes out there and rips them off, and Freddie's a clutch guy at heart. Freddie is a clutch guy at heart, all the way through. And
Big Fred or Little Fred?
Little Fred is a clutch guy.
Okay, all right.
And it took a very big undertaking to get little Freddie here to switch over to the torque converter. It took a very big undertaking, and I don't know if he's still a clutch guy, aren't you, Fred?
I mean, I think that's where we started out with and ran that for, 15 years. So I think that's what drag racing was based on. So I think, if you started out that way, you always feel that way. But I think a lot of the stuff nowadays is taking a lot of the driver skill out of it. I mean, basically just leaving on the button and not wrecking the car. And then other than that, you really can't screw it up. But maybe they should reconsider maybe making the driver shift again. That'd be something that they could possibly pull back.
That'd be kind of cool. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it, but it'd be kind of cool just to add a little extra,
Yeah.
different. I think, NHRA did it a couple of years ago and it throwed everything wacko from there out.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
guys are
Matt.
not used to it.
Yeah, I think that the torque converters are here to stay, and they're definitely way more consistent. I don't think they're going anywhere, but that's definitely taking a huge variable out of it and made the cars way more consistent than they used to be.
Yep.
Sure.
I gotta say, just watching you over the years, you've always ran really good, no matter whether it was carburetors and clutch or if it was fuel injection and Pro Nitrous. You've always ran really good. You always ran up there. But one thing I've noticed is you've always ran fast, but you don't really hurt a lot of things. I mean, I think obviously we know things happen. You've had some issues over the years, but it just seems like your car is very consistent. You do a great job tuning it. You do a great job driving it. It amazes me because you're what? Are you 46? How old are you?
43.
Oh God, you're younger than I am. So
Yeah.
So I mean, for a young guy that kind of started in the beginning and worked his way through and has learned different things, man, I think you got to give yourself a pat on the back. And especially being nitrous. You could have jumped ship just like I did years ago and kind of went your own route, but you've stuck with nitrous and you've made nitrous racing interesting to watch. I think you've kind of taken the place at PDRA where Halsey left off.
I mean, I think that's what we always loved. Nothing against the blower cars, just something that we always love to do. And I think at like this point, doing it 20 something years, it is pretty hard to switch over to something else right now. But yeah, we don't like to run our stuff and tear it up every run. I mean, not saying we never tear anything up, and that happens, and we don't try to do it on purpose, but we try to get the most out of the combination without putting bigger jets in it. And a lot of the help comes from Pat, making sure that we're running a fairly safe tune up. There are runs where we're going to probably lean on a little bit, but the idea is we're not trying to tear the engine apart every run. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think the big thing about Fred, he does do a few things, probably a little different from Pat and them a little bit by doing his own path. Am I right there, Freddie? You take a little bit of some of the stuff and go your own route.
Yeah, I mean, Pat's definitely is a big part of it, though. He helps us get the engine, and I feel like Pat gives everybody, all his customers, the same engine, whether they want to listen to what he says or not. It's kind of up to them. But I take a lot of advice that Pat gives us. Pat really focuses on the engine, and then kind of the rest of the car is up to us. He'll chime in and give us what he thinks about certain things. But as far as like chassis goes and gear ratios and torque and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of up to us to figure out, and shock combination. But yeah, I mean, there's not like a off the shelf nitrous combination you can run right now. It's not like you can go buy something and it's all set up and good to go. You have to kind of work whatever engine combination you have to make it as fast as possible. And we're just trying to eke out as much out of the rest of the car without just putting bigger jets in it.
I think you've done a heck of a job. I would be scared to run nitrous against you right now. I think that you've got your combination figured out. I think you, Tim Papp, Tommy, Butner, all you guys have really stepped your game up, and you've seen it really. I saw it this weekend. To think that you could take a brand new car and go 65 with it 5 years ago, I would have told you were crazy. And I mean, you proved that fact. You proved that Robert knows how to build a car. You know how to set one up. You know how to tune a motor. And you know how to drive. So I think you put all that together and you're going to win races just like you did this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I was always planned. I mean, there's a little bit of luck involved in some of this too. But I mean, it's a very tough class. You guys saw it this past weekend. I mean, the whole field is separated by, I don't know, 300-400s at the most. And most of the races are one loss in the tree. So there's not a whole lot to give up. But, I mean, the 11 other guys over there, they're all top-notch cars. Like anybody could have won that race. I think every round could have went either way. Yeah. So cards just fell our way. They may not always fall our way every weekend, but I felt like we showed up ready to go. And a couple things we had to overcome, but just played out the right way for us, I guess.
That's racing. That's right. That's exactly right.
I've battled for Freddie for 20 years, 15 years.
At least that.
We battled it out. We've had our ups and downs, and Freddie's always been good, and I think these new cars, I mean, he turns all the wrenches. He tunes every shock. I mean, every car, Junior does it all, and you got to commend him for that. And he's just up there and saw the tree down too. So
he's got the same situation I got. He races with his dad. His dad helps him some, but I'm sure he puts in some input probably you don't want to hear. That's kind of what my dad does. So, Lord.
He's pretty open-minded. I mean, he don't really argue too much, but
I'll give you
when
my
he-
dad. It'll change.
yeah, I mean, he might feel strongly about certain things, and he'll speak up. But for the most part, he's pretty open to what whatever, and especially things are working. He's not going to argue too much.
God, with my dad, Bob, are you listening to this? You need to take a little note. You need to talk to Big Freddy for a little while.
That's right. That's right.
So,
But they do it all together, and they've got the same crew, been with them for a long, long time. I think that's a big key too.
Yeah, I mean, having the same people show up. I mean, Doug, Steve, and Bailey, them there every week, every time we race. Having the same people doing the same thing is really important. I mean, Steve's been with us, I don't know, probably 19 or 20 years. I'll have to go back and look, but it's been a long time. He's been with us quite a while, and Doug's been with us, I think, at least more than 10 or 12 years. And Bailey's been helping out a lot too. So without them, we definitely wouldn't be. The most important thing to go to the start line. The car is ready. We don't go up there very often and have things that are broken or leaking or anything like that. So I mean, most time I go up there, if the car doesn't work, doesn't go down, it's probably my fault. So, but that means we're not wasting runs on like just dumb stuff.
and you still got the old car, right? It's for sale.
It is for sale. It's all right. It's just a roller right now. But yeah, if somebody is looking for it. I mean, it's only 2 years old. It's probably got maybe 150 passes on it. I'll have to count them, but not a lot of runs. It's only got 2 seasons worth of 8 or 9 races each season. So car's in great shape. I mean, we could have kept running it. Just chose to build a new one based on some newer parts and things that were coming out. But if somebody looking for a solid car, it's definitely ready.
Yep,
Right.
championship car too. Championship car.
Yeah,
So,
it's got the record right now too.
Yep. Enough about the racing. You done won. You showed up. You won. You showed out. Did all that. Car's beautiful. Social media. Here you are on a podcast with us. But in the last few weeks, we've seen you on Facebook and all the videos and stuff starting to come out. Did you really think you was going to do this?
We were thinking about it. I kind of felt like after we won the championship that maybe our team didn't get the credit that they deserve. So I was thinking about it. My mom mentioned something about it, and we had the right person on our team that can kind of carry it on. So Bailey Groff, she's running the social media, and she's doing an awesome job. And I think in the last, 3 or 4 weeks since it started, she's got over 2,000 followers. So we're gonna let her kind of carry it on and see what she can do with it. But it's all her thing right now.
Well, good. Yeah, believe me, it's a different change. I had to take the same thing when I started, and it worked out for the best for me. I think it's turned a lot of light. It's brought a lot of attention to my team, and good and bad. So you got to kind of take the bad with the good sometimes. But
Yeah.
I think you guys are a great team. I think you're a good family. I haven't known you as long as Steve has, but I definitely think that it's time for Freddie and his team and the Sorcerer Group to get recognition that they deserve. And in the world we live in now, you got to do it social media, and that's just kind of the way it is.
Yep. I mean, you guys go out and win, and you do it quietly. You do it. You win, but it's quiet.
He carries a big stick, but he just don't say nothing.
Right. Exactly. And I think this is what you're doing is a big part of it. I mean, even what we've done. I mean, it's just crazy. It really is what this can do.
Yeah, I mean, just from the 3 weeks or 4 weeks that Bailey started posting stuff, I think we sold more shirts this past weekend than we ever had. Had a bunch of people come up to us. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's not the reason we're doing it. I think the reason we really started it was just to kind of keep our friends and family up to date with what was going on, and it's kind of sprouted from there a little bit. But we'll keep on getting in and see what happens.
Is Bailey's the one I always see on the starting line getting the starting line data, right?
Yep, she's the one to start line. She's the one that pulls me in the beams and helps the parachutes. She's collecting data from the other cars, a bunch of other stuff.
I see her up there with a notepad. I think she's grading me. I'm up there checking the track about the same time she is. I think she's
graded.
I think she's giving me a grade like, oh, he got an F. He didn't do it right.
A+, B-.
She's the one looking at the start line, and if we got to make a decision about lanes, she's usually the one making the call on that. So we let her kind of figure out, what lane's the best. I'm back in the car and just we'll go with whatever she says.
Well, cool. Well, Freddie, I know you got business and you got stuff you got to do, but we really appreciate you coming on, and it was great to see you this weekend. We got 3 PDRA races left. Do you have any idea where you're at in points yet?
I think I heard we're less than 1 round out is what I think we're at right now. But I haven't looked at myself. But
Yeah, don't look. Yeah, don't look. It doesn't
Keep
help.
doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it is what it is. We'll just take it one round at a time, see what happens. But I mean, like I said, all the class is tight. I mean, anything can happen next couple of races.
Yeah,
Sure,
it definitely is.
sure.
And like I say, proud of what your team did this weekend. You showed out. Good thing PDRA, they got the race in. They did a great job getting everybody in and doing what they needed to do. Car looked beautiful and you drove flawless. So that when you do that, you're going to win. So it's good to see you, Freddie, and appreciate you coming on Boosting Bullshit.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Hey, man,
Yeah,
thanks for coming on. You've been driving great.
We'll see you at Bristol. How about that?
I sure will.
All right, buddy.
Hey,
Thank
buddy.
you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Hello.
Yep. Come on. Oh, Freddie.
How about that? Had the man on the show. Ain't never been on a podcast. He just he's just starting to get his social media feet wet.
You know what, Freddie goes way back with you, and just seeing him, back in the days, and man, it's good to see guys like that, the Scriba family, that they do good and their hard work pays off. I mean, they are very meticulous about everything they do.
Yep.
I love their trailer. Because it's got the little side doors that you can open up and the tools are right there. Like I always go by and look at that. And
well, they do everything so quiet, even though Fred gets he gets fired up sometimes.
Big Fred.
Not little Fred.
Yeah,
Big Fred gets a little fired up, but they go up there and you see them win, even win a race. They just turn around and walk back, shake everybody's hand. Ain't no jumping around, none of that stuff. So that's just old school mentality, right?
That's right. Yeah, you're right. So I think we covered all the bases this weekend. Let's see. We talked about my win at the Triple Crown. We talked about to Ryan Martin. We talked about IHRA scandal as it continues, as the world turns in IHRA. Just guys, we just got to take it as it is. Right now you just got to live life. If they're going to put on races, we're going to show up. I mean, it may stop tomorrow. It may not. Who knows? But we talked about PDRA, Travis getting the win there, Freddie getting a win there. There was a lot of stuff. I think we got a lot of good things coming up for Boosting Bullshit. We're going to do some sportsman spotlight stuff.
It's coming up.
Yeah, we got a lot of things coming up for Boosting Bullshit. This is going to give us a little bit of time. We got a little free time now that some races got canceled. So we're going to probably get some we'll get some new stuff going on for Boosting Bullshit.
It is, and there's going to be some new sketch with what changed in IHRA, and then I guess I've got to relook at what we're doing and figure out which direction I'm going to, which race and where and what and when. It's just I don't know. Is those last three races, they all points for you?
No, only the
42
and Galat are points races. So there's 2 races left there, and there's 3 less than PDRA.
They still going to pay the full purse? I was seeing a question where somebody asked that.
Yeah. They're from what I was told, they thought about making the Triple Crown a points race, and from what I was told, maybe one of them. So that still might be I don't think that's the case though. I think they're going to make just those 2 the points races. But we'll see what happens. See it go. I don't think making a Triple Crown is points races the right idea. I think that needs to be a special entity on its own. That way there's, that way we can get guys in there and can race. And let's see if I can get $1 million. I missed out the first time. It's tough. As good as I do. I got to go 10 rounds uncontested from here on out. And
everybody's got a big bullseye right on you.
Yeah. And it didn't work out in Bradenton. The only advantage I think maybe this time might be doable is we are going into the same weekend. So it's not like we got a different weather pattern or a different track prep, or like we had like Bradenton US Street Nationals was cold. The weather pattern was different. We had different classes there. And then because we had radial stuff there, remember? And then we go to World Series and track goes to shit first round. I think it'll be a different ball game this time. I think going into a 1 weekend race where it's 2 doubles, it might be more doable than it is. I'm gonna try.
I was gonna say if you go in and get hot, or somebody gets hot, they could pull both races off if they go in there and I mean, if you're at the same racetrack and the weather stays the same, sometimes some people just your combination hits that.
We didn't talk about NHRA. I forgot about NHRA. Kevin Ribart, he won NHRA. Carolina boys wrapped it up, man. We got Travis. Rivenbark, me, I won the Ohio race. You can't mess with us Carolina boys.
And Carolina's on fire right now. We're hoping to do a little something about that. I'm sure everybody in the country is looking to do something about that, right?
Yep. Definitely. Tony Wilson ran good with the nitrous car.
He did run really well. And Willie's too. at that.
He did. I know he had some problems first round, so I could tell something was wrong in the burnout. I like watching NHRA. So,
that is the thing. Mr. 98 he made it to the finals with you?
Yep. So, I mean, other than that, it's been a great weekend. We got some vacations coming up. You got to go to work, I hope.
Yeah. All week. You?
Yeah. No, we're off Thursday and Friday. I gave my guys Thursday and Friday off just because we've been working. It's going to be 101 here for
It's
2
gonna
days
be
straight.
hot.
Yeah, so it was worth it to give them the day off. I can't say enough about my guys and gals at work, man. They work so I can live the dream, and got to give them props.
Yep.
So
NHRA, Maddie and Ron Caps won together, and
that was awesome.
That was
awesome.
Really, 3 of them. Her dad
Yeah.
won too, so all 3 of them won over there. Which was pretty big for them. New young gun out there getting it done, and
me and my wife, we just kind of laid around and watched NHRA yesterday. Dude, to watch the sportsman guys, because that was my first national event win was Norwalk, so I kind of know that feeling. I won top dragster there. Just to watch those guys win the sportsman, the super rod, the guy won super rod and super comp. He won 2 of them. The top sportsman guy, Butcher, was in the final but couldn't make it. The guy got a bye, and the Deesh boy who won the pro stock in IHRA, but it's factory stock, and he won for the million in the little pro stock, I call it, and then he won up there. So, dude, I mean, it was just, man, it was crazy. And then Maddie winning, her dad winning, and Ron winning. Dude, it was a heck of a weekend for drag racing.
drag race was good, and
It is.
It is good. The 4th of July coming up. Looks like going to have a little break here, right?
Yeah, thank goodness.
You're going to need.
Yep. So
you have a weekend or 2 off. You're not even used to that.
No, I'll do something. Well, like I say, we're going to do some stuff with the family this weekend, and then next weekend we'll figure out something. But
you want me to send you a picture?
Where are you going?
I'll be at the ocean.
Ain't anybody worry about you.
I'm just going for a day or 2. Then I'm going to the lake.
I'm
making my rounds, bud. I'm making my rounds this weekend.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Boost and Bullshit presented by Fuel Tech. Again, check out Pilot Racing, check out Party Time Racing, check out Sorcerer Racing, check out Ryan Martin, those guys. Everybody that was on the show, we really appreciate you guys coming on. I know you spend your Monday night chit-chatting and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. What we got? She messed up. All right.
Button. See what happens. Don't forget BS on YouTube. Everybody, you're on there now, but make sure you like and share.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next time. Boost and Bullshit presented by Fuel Tech. We'll see you on the next one.
We out.